Before I pass over to Liz, who's going to talk to you all about the opportunities that there are in the creative industries, I just wanted to introduce the university a little bit first. So we're here to represent BIMM University. BIMM is made up of 4 colleges across the creative arts. So we have BIMM Institute, which is our music college. This college focuses on courses all about the music industry. So we have opportunities in performance, music production, songwriting, but also the non-performance side. So music business, event management, marketing, those kind of courses that are not related to performance, but still very much focused on working in the music industry. We also have our screen and film school, so courses there relating to filmmaking, film business, production, even hair and makeup for screen and film. So again, a broad range of courses covering working in the film industry. And then we also have our 2 colleges that focus on performing arts. We have the Performers College and the Institute for Contemporary Theatre, where you can study courses like acting, hip-hop artistry, musical theatre. So we really cover all these courses that focus very much on the creative industries. So just a little bit more about who we are. So we are the sort of largest and leading music, but also creative arts education provider across Europe. So very, very specialised institutions. We have multiple locations, so 5 campuses across the UK, 2 in Germany and 1 in Ireland as well. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about those cities on the next slide. All of our colleges have the best cutting edge equipment. So that's whether you're studying music at BIMM Institute, you have all of the best speakers, microphones, even Mac suites across all of the campuses. In the film school, we have the best cameras. We just introduced one of the best vintage cameras as well, so you get a lot of different opportunities there. They're very industry-led courses at BIMM. I would say around 75% practical and 25% academic. So from day one, you're really immersed in what you'll be doing so that you're ready for industry. So for example, at the film school, you'll have a camera in your hand from day one, learning how to make films. So very, very practical courses. All of our lecturers are working in the industry. It's a prerequisite of BIMM. So as Liz will tell you a bit about her experience, all of our lecturers are up to date with what's going on in industry. They can pass on that knowledge to you, pass on projects that they're working on, all of their expertise that's really up to date in the industry today. Aside from our lecturers, we also have a lot of masterclasses that we put on. So this is where we bring in experts from across the industry to come and speak to you, to set up workshops and pass their knowledge and their networking skills through that way as well. We do have internships available in terms of work-based modules. We have festivals teams, we have artist development teams. So there are always opportunities for you to expand and develop your knowledge of the industry. You can see that through some of our very successful alumni, whether that's in the BIMM Institute, going into the music industry, or film or performing arts. We have a lot of profiles of our lecturers, successful lecturers and successful alumni, all across our website, so you can have a look there. But we're very, very focused on employability. We offer a lot of services to help you either get internships while you're studying or to get a job when you graduate. So we have specialist careers platforms like Talent Match and BIMM Connect, which again, you can read a bit more about on our website. So just a little bit about our cities. So as I mentioned, we have 5 campuses across the UK, and these cities are all very creative, very musical, or have very different styles in that way. So if you want to study in the UK, you can choose to study in London, Bristol, Manchester, Brighton, or Birmingham. We also, as I mentioned, have 2 campuses in Germany. So we have Berlin, very, very international, very creative, also Hamburg as well. And then we do have a smaller campus in Dublin too. And the great thing about BIMM, which is quite unique to us, is that if you're doing an undergraduate program, and if your program is running at the same time at another campus, you do have the opportunity to transfer to another city in your 2nd or 3rd year. So you could do 1 year in London, 1 year in Manchester, 1 year in Berlin, for example, if you want to. So there's a lot of opportunities to try out a different city, build a bigger network there. So it's a really good opportunity there. So I'm just going to pass you over now to Liz, who's our deputy course leader for the performance courses at BIMM. Liz will be able to introduce herself and tell you a bit more about all the opportunities there are in the creative industries. Thanks, Liz.
Hiya. I'm just trying to make my screen bigger and it's just not having it today, so bear with me. My name's Liz Mason. I am a deputy course leader at BIMM London. I am a vocal lecturer. I lecture on the creative industries as well, and I actually studied at BIMM quite a long time ago, so it kind of showing both sides of the spectrum really. I'm just going to, again, I'm still trying to make it zoom.
I think you can share your screen if you want, if you prefer, Liz.
No, that's fine. It's just my my main screen just gone really funny. Bear with me one moment. Sorry, guys. It's just not. There we go. Thank you. Sorry, I'm back now. Yes, so I've been, as I say, I'm a BIMM alumni. I studied at BIMM London quite a long time ago, and I used to kind of not really know how to make a career within the creative industries and really know why. But since graduating and while I was studying, I've become a vocalist. I'm a session singer, and I've sung with artists, as it says there, like Andrea Bocelli, Lionel Richie. So some amazing opportunities that have come out of this. I vocal coach as well outside of BIMM, as well as inside in classes at BIMM, and on TV shows such as Britain's Got Talent, which is obviously a global show. And then do sort of artist development, coaching, and I've worked on cruise ships and are now putting students onto that as well, which is really, really, really exciting to give them their first job opportunity. So that's just some of the stuff that I've done after studying a degree at BIMM and working within the creative industries, really. Thank you. So kind of the creative industries, we're hearing this term a lot now about working within the creative industries, and it's quite challenging sometimes to understand what a creative industry is. And as Lucy said earlier, it can encompass all of the topics that we do kind of teach at BIMM Institute across the board. So myself coming from music, but also the screen and film, the IC theatre, really encompassing that creativity within our students. The creative industries are innovative, they're ever moving, and it is really about putting that creativity and harnessing into a lifelong career and something that's really tangible and really sustainable. Next slide. And it says here, the industry, what are the creative industries? It's sometimes quite hard to know. So the quote here that says, these industries which have their origin in individual creativity, skill and talent, which have a potential for wealth and job creation through the generation and exploitation of intellectual property. So it's about taking what you create and making it into something that is widely valuable. So whether that be myself as a musician, going out and working in the music industry and allowing kind of and coaching to do so, it could be photography, film, really using your passions and your skills and actually understanding how you can make those into that lifelong career, which is really exciting. And yeah, as it says here, it's much broader than you think. Some of the industries that our students go into are cultural industries like TV, games and film. And then we kind of sit in the middle in terms of that intellectual property industries and using that digital technology. So again, ever innovating, ever moving with technology innovations as well. So design, advertising, fashion, music, etc. And that all together creates the creative economy, which is the interface between creative culture, economics, and technology, which is, again, really going out and expanding into the broader industries out there as well. And just some facts and figures for you. I think a lot of the perception about particularly the music industry or the creative industry since COVID has been that it's not really kind of recovered. However, that's just not, it's not the case. Actually, we are one of the fastest growing industries across the board. So the UK creative industries are worth over 100 billion a year, which is 6% of the UK economy. And that's just the UK. Our students are going out into sort of the creative industries across the world, but in the UK alone, that's 6% of the UK economy, which is a large proportion when you think about it being £100 billion. 1 in 10 jobs are in the creative UK economy. That's 700,000 more than the financial services. So that's quite a shocking sort of statistic, isn't it? When you look at that, you think, wow, you wouldn't think that more than finance. Actually, the creative industries are really, really, really booming. And over 289,000 creative businesses in the UK, which is, again, as it says there, 12% of the total businesses for the country. So again, a nice positive statistic there, which is good to see. And again, we're ever growing, we're still expanding. So the UK creative industries has grown by 53% and employment rates by over 30% since 2010, which again, at the moment, in the UK and across the world, that's a really, really encouraging statistic to really demonstrate how much there is to offer you out there within the creative industries for work prospects. And 87% of jobs, of creative jobs, are at low or no risk of being replaced by future automation. Our job is to keep evolving, keep adapting, keep kind of developing kind of new strategies and new roles as technology develops. So there's, as it says there, that's really exciting to know that it's not just now, it's really positive for the future as well. And yeah, the future. And it is, as it says there, it is estimated that around 85% of the jobs that today's students will be doing in 2030 haven't even been invented yet. There's so many technological advances that are happening all the time. VR, AR at the moment is very, very kind of big, and it's a real trend that is expanding. So that 10 years ago would have not been really heard of, or it would have been very, very much at its kind of primitive stages. So again, just the industry is evolving, and we know that at BIMM. We know that we have to adapt and evolve to the industry. So we are ever evolving and adapting our courses and how we deliver that to you to represent what is happening in the industry at that time. And yeah, this is just a nice kind of snapshot of Taylor Swift. This is just a nice music example of this, but you can see Taylor and you can see the people on stage, but there's so many more people involved in one performance than just the people that you're seeing on screen. You've got the sound technicians, you've got the musical directors, you've got the management, you've got the record label, you've got the lighting designers, you've got the people at Radio 1 who are broadcasting it, you've got the film crew who are filming it. So while on the surface level, we sometimes see that there are only some roles that we see often, actually there's such an infrastructure that goes behind that, and again, so many options and prospects for you as students to explore. And yeah, these are just some of our alumni and some industry trailblazers. So again, Fontaine's DC, who just yesterday were nominated for a Brit Award, which is really exciting, along with Mimi Webb, who is another one of our graduates who was nominated. We've got George Ezra, who is from my music school, Ella May, who's run a Grammy and knocked Drake off the charts, which I'm very proud of, from London, because she's one of ours. But also across the board, you've got lots of other trailblazers out there working in the industry. So Marcus Shedden there in gaming, Vic Goddard-Stevens in the advertising and music side, Laura Rickard is director at Pinewood, which is one of our biggest, probably the biggest film studios here in the UK. And again, our West End performers as well, it's like Harriet Mullen, who's in Scylla, and Amy Shaw, who's in Six, which is, again, very, very, very exciting. And we're super proud of those. And hopefully we'll see some of you on there one day. And once again, just to demonstrate what we said about the Taylor Swift snapshot there, just to give you an idea of, it's not just the artists, it's all of the other things out there. This is a little kind of infrastructure of the music industry and how an artist might relate to that. So you can see areas that our students are going into are things like session playing, a music lawyer, booking agent. And then if you go over to the publishing side, you've got things like video games, radio adverts, and again, those more music business style roles like the label manager, social media, press, artist and repertoire. So yeah, there's a whole plethora of opportunities and career pathways for you to explore, even just in music. And yeah, and this is just a little bit of production as well. Same thing what we just talked about with the music. When you think about music production, you're not just a producer and you're in the studio and that's it. There's also sound designers, mixing engineers, film score producer, DJing, game music designing is a huge one at the moment, which we're really kind of growing. Technician, composer and a songwriter. So yeah, lots of multi-layers to all of these opportunities. And again, just some stats really of some of the companies that our students are working with. Again, as it says there, there's 15,600 film and video production companies in the UK alone, which is the second biggest industry in the UK, which is worth 3.6 billion. So there's a lot out there to achieve, which we want to kind of really work and support you guys to go out and do, which is amazing. Yeah, and this is, I guess, more of our film and screen idea of what we just saw before. So you've got the director, the producer, the sound, but again, as you move further out of that that web, there's so much more, and there might be jobs on there that you're not really sure what they are at the moment. I definitely would have felt like that when I first started studying. And that's what's exciting about your study journey, is that you're going to explore what this is and what opportunities are out there, and you'll probably find new passions and loves and things that you never thought you would have. Amazing. Do you want me to carry on, Lucy, or do you want to take over? Or
yeah, I can just talk a little bit more about this.
Amazing.
So thank you very much, Liz. Just carrying on about the employability and how we can support you at BIMM. I mentioned this a little bit before. We have two platforms that we utilize for employability. BIMM Connect, all students have access to this from day one. It's very similar to a kind of Facebook platform. Everybody sets up a profile there, and it really connects our current students with our lecturers and academics and our alumni as well. Our alumni can flag that they're here to help, or a mentor, so you can connect with alumni just to get career advice, see what they're doing, things like that. Or they do post a lot of opportunities. So they might be working on a project, they need 2 sound engineers, or they need 2 drummers to come and help. So they're always constantly posting new opportunities on there, as are our lecturers as well. So you'll have access to that throughout your studies. Then we also have Talent Match, and this you will get access to in your final year of study, or if you're a master's student, throughout your master's degree. Talent Match is a little bit different. This is where we also invite our employers into the platform. So I think that statistic has changed now. I think it's over 800 employers that we're working with. And again, they then post their job opportunities on Talent Match. We also have dedicated staff members that manage Talent Match. They're called our talent managers. You can meet with them one-to-one, and they will sit with you, go through your CV, your skills, and match you to any jobs that we have available and help you to apply. Also for graduate internships as well. So we've had some really successful students that have won internships at Sony Records, just one of 20 people selected for a 12-month paid internship there. So there's some really fantastic opportunities that we get our students involved with. We also have a big partnership with Spotify. Spotify not only offer full fee scholarships to our students from disadvantaged backgrounds, they also open up all of their studios and facilities for BIMM students exclusively. So we have a really good relationship with them. They also then offer jobs to our graduates as well. So really well connected to the industry, as we said before. We also have these brilliant careers fairs every year. We normally, because we have so many campuses, we normally do one in the north and one in the south. But these are really unique careers events. We have amazing venues. We invite all of industry in. We have panel discussions. We have reverse fairs. So every company has a stand where you can go and speak to them about what they're all about, what opportunities they can offer. So it's a brilliant opportunity to learn more about the industry and what area really suits you when you graduate. I think that's it from us. We've got a bit of time now just for some questions. If anybody wants to ask us anything, either Liz about the creative industries or myself about studying at BIMM. Just going to stop sharing actually. You can either write your questions in the chat or please feel free to unmute yourself.
すみません。今マイクの方ミュートにします。アンミュートしますので少々お待ちください。
Yes. So can you hear me? Is that?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hi.
Hi. My name is Fumihiko, and I'm a senior student. And I have a question about employability of international graduates, international students, because my aim is that I'm actually not 18. I used to live in the UK 10 years ago, and I came back to Japan 10 years ago, and it's been 10 years. But my aim is to study music production at university, and then I would like to work in music industry in the UK, even though I'm Japanese and I don't have a permanent residency, you know, of the in UK. So what do you think about, like, what is the situation of international graduates' employability after BIMM?
Yes, that's a great question. So we have the opportunity for you guys to apply for the 2-year post-study work visa. It's now called the graduate route visa. Yeah. So depending on what course you're doing, you'll normally get 4 months extra time at the end of your course. And then in that 4 months, you can then apply for the extra 2 years.
Yes.
That will allow you to stay in the UK with absolutely no restrictions at all. So you can work or you can be self-employed, which a lot of our students do. And then you can go and freelance if you're doing production. You can study again if you want. So absolutely no restrictions on that visa. And then after that, if you do find potentially a company that you want to work for, they could then sponsor you to stay after the 2 years. Obviously, we can't guarantee that. It would have to be sponsorship through an organization or a company. But then you can work towards residency. That's what a lot of students do. But you're guaranteed that 2-year graduate route visa as long as you pass an undergraduate or master's program.
Okay. Do you know anybody, like international students, like from outside of UK to be employed by British company? Do you know?
We've just had one of our Indian students. He hasn't even graduated yet. He's in his final year, but he's just been offered a very, very good job at a record label. So he's accepted the job. They're waiting for him to graduate, and he will use the 2-year post-study route first. But then if they want to keep him, they can sponsor him to stay. Okay,
thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing, because like I'm 38 years old, and I've been working I've studied in America, and I used to live in the UK, and I was a professional guitar player playing in soul bands and played in jazz cafe, played in Ronnie Scott's for 5 years. And then after that, those 5 years, like I came back to Japan 10 years ago in 2012, and then started producing my music. So I'm a freelance music producer at the moment. So the reason I would like to go to BIMM is to actually get a job be educated in UK, and then literally like my goal is to get a music related job in UK and work in UK. So that's my passion and my goal. So like I want to know like very much a lot of information about, you know, like the past and actual cases of international students getting a job, you know, jobs.
Sure. I can send you some other, we have some testimonials on our website, so you can have a look there. We do have something called UniBuddy as well. So if you go onto the website at BIMM Institute, you'll see some, if you go down to student stories, you can actually live chat with some of our students and you'll be able to talk to them about opportunities, because a lot of them do get job opportunities while they're finishing their degrees, and then they secure them while they're studying, and then they've got a job as soon as they graduate. So it's great. That's a testament to the work that Liz and our academics do. They're always putting students in touch with industry, getting those opportunities while they're still studying.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll put you in touch with people.
Thank you.
No worries. I can just see a question actually on the chat. Yeah, so that, Liz, I don't know if you want to answer that.
Yeah,
one.
definitely. I mean, I'm definitely an example of this. I would say I'd as a vocalist and a coach, I'd sung previously, but not obviously professionally at that stage. And it was really through the work that I did while at BIMM that enabled me to go out and work with those amazing artists and from there. And obviously now as a course leader, coming back and sharing that education to you. I think it's about your passion and your skill set. We all have to start somewhere. We want to see that drive and that passion, as we say, and we're here to teach you those skills. Not if you were sort of coming back and working and kind of, if you have never done that before, or sorry, if you knew everything when you started, you wouldn't need to come and study, would you, to learn those skills? So yeah, absolutely.
And I would just say as well, whether you're doing an undergrad program or a postgraduate program at BIMM, we try to make the courses very broad so that you're not just learning one skill. So for example, if you do an undergraduate degree, there is that opportunity to do a joint honours. So our students can do music production and music business if they want, or event management with performance. So there's that opportunity to really broaden your skills, to do the kind of performance side, but also the non-performance, the business side, to really, you know, make sure you have those skills to be able to manage yourself, manage your social media, you know, put on an event if you want to. Even if you do a single degree, you still have a lot of options to choose your modules and really build your program to the skills that you need when you graduate. So every program on our website has a module map, so you can see all the different options that you'll have to build your program. Same if anyone's looking for a master's program, we have our MA in popular music production, but there are 4 pathways there. So you could choose entrepreneurship, performance, production, and composition. So you can focus on one of those, or you can focus on 2 or 3 or 4. So it's really about what your passions are and what your career aims are as to how you build your program and the skills that you end up with when you graduate.
Oh yeah, how much? Excuse me. I have just one question. Like I've seen like the BIMM has several student accommodations like outside of BIMM. But what is the living cost for a student, like including the flat, you know, the rent for the flat? Yeah.
Another good question. We're quite lucky because we have so many campuses It really depends on which city you choose. So, for example, London will be a bit more expensive than if you go to Manchester. So, generally, you want to go to London, yeah. I mean, London, I mean, everyone thinks it's very expensive, but there is a budget for everyone, really. It really depends on where you choose in London to live and what type of accommodation you choose. So on our website, if you go to the prospectus page and you keep going down, we have a city guide for each of our cities that will tell you a bit more about the city, about its creativity, but also there is accommodation guides in there. So we recommend partners that we work with, and we normally try to give a range of 3 or 4 types of accommodation with different budgets. But having said that, a lot of our students prefer to live together in a private house because you get a bit more space, it's a bit cheaper, you can play music a bit louder at night, you know. So what we try to do is, we've got one coming up actually for every city. If you look on our events page, we have Accommodation 101, which is a webinar about how to find accommodation. And then we have one for each city. So I think there's one for Brighton coming up, there'll be one for London. And so you'll be connected there with other prospective students. Once you have an offer to study with us as well, we will give you access to a specific Facebook group for your city, and you'll connect with other students there. That's a really good way to find other students that might want to live with you. But we can help you as well with putting you in touch with local estate agents, or you can go on, there's lots of websites like Rightmove, Spare Room, where you'll live. You can live with other people.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I would say those city guides do give a breakdown of the approximate costs for each city as well. So have a look there.
Yeah.
I should say as well, so just on cost, we do have a scholarship, international scholarships this year for 2023. We'll have them every year, but they change slightly. For 2023 entry, we have an early confirmation scholarship of £2,000 per year of study. So that is for any student who is international. You need to have applied to BIMM, accepted your offer and paid your deposit to secure your place, and then we'll automatically discount your fees with the £2,000 per year. So generally, to give you an idea, our fees are around £15,000 to £16,000 per year, but we'll give you that discount. Your deposit fee will then come off, so the balance will usually be around £10,000 that you can then pay in instalments across your studies, so we don't have to pay it all up front.
Nice. Yes. It's just that like my only concern is that since I'm a freelance music producer, like I've actually written music for BBC and also Universal Music UK Library, Sky TV, LG, the phone company from Korea. Yeah, so I'm doing that on, like, as a freelance, but I'd like to move to London and then be educated professionally, because I've done it. I've studied at music school for 2 years, but then I was a writing major, contemporary writing major. So when it comes to music production, there are so many things that I haven't learned. I don't know. So the employability of international students is to me, it's the most curious and question.
Yeah, no, since we've got the graduate route visa back, we are seeing a lot more opportunities open up for international students. They did stop it for a while, which was a real shame. So students only had that 4 months, but now we're all very excited that that visa route is back, and we can start working with international students again. I would say, there are restrictions on a student visa when you are studying.
Yes.
So, they want you to be focused on your studies rather than work. But we do have work-based modules, so you can choose those as part of your course. and you will go out to work and it will become an assessed part of your course. Also, if you're doing kind of portfolio development, that's normally when students go out and work with employers, and that becomes part of your course as well. So there are still work-based opportunities on the program, but it would be going out to get a job, or freelancing would be when you get that 2-year post-study work visa.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes.
Okay, so while we wait for another question, can I ask some question? Could you tell me what size your classes will be? Like, I think normally it would be like 25 per class or something like that, but will it be like smaller than that, or do you have any
At
idea?
music school, it varies depending on what lesson you're in, to be honest. Like a vocal techniques class would usually be around 20 maximum, whereas if you're in a more sort of lecture-based classroom, like the one that I teach, the creative industries class, we have up to sort of 25, 27. But there's also one-to-one teaching, there's kind of small group opportunities as well. So it really just depends on the size, but they are very small, a lot smaller than sort of large lecture-based scenarios, because like you say, it's a very practical led study.
Yeah, I think our staff to student ratio is around 1 to 10 at the moment. So, and as Liz said, there are those one-to-one opportunities. So everybody gets a personal tutor that will mentor you. There's that artist development team, so they'll meet you on one-to-one basis. I don't know if I'm missing anything there, Liz, but yeah. Like you said,
yeah, no, that covers it really. And again, it is, like I say, in some classes you'll have 2 teachers in the lecture room as well. So it really does just depend on the setting, but they are a lot smaller than you might see at some other more traditional topics universities.
Yeah, especially like, for example, if we're doing a production class, they'll be in the production room, and you can't fit 100 people in there. So it's very limited to how many students are there as well. But I should say, with those studios for production, for example, we have some of the best studios around. I've had students say that our studios are better than the industry studios that we sometimes teach in as well. So it is very much cutting edge equipment that's available to you at BIMM. And when the studios are not being taught in, they are open to students to book for free on a booking system. So you can go in and make your own music in our studios anytime that there isn't teaching in there. And they're open till late as well, I believe, about 11 o'clock in London, Liz. So you can book and go and make music there. You can also, in the basement of most of the buildings, we have our sort of facilities there where you can go and hire out anything you need, from speakers, microphones, bass guitars, cameras, whatever you need, you can take home for free from BIMM. And again, we just have the best equipment there available to you. Same if you're looking at the film school, we have the best cameras. The studios are unbelievable, especially down in Brighton. We have some of the best studios in the country in terms of film schools. I'd say we're top 3 for studio space, for rigs, everything that you need there. So it's really exciting for our students.
Thank you. That's fantastic. I think there's one question in the chat box.
Yes, great. So this is about foundation diploma courses. They are only available actually in London for international students. So it's a little bit complicated with our diplomas. At most campuses, we offer a 2-year part-time diploma, which unfortunately is not available to international students who need a visa. But in London, we offer a 1-year full-time level 3 diploma program. So that is open to international students. It's not a typical foundation program, international foundation. It is a level 3 diploma, very much looking at students who want to develop their practical skills. There is some opportunity to do English language and get better at that, but it's very much about bringing your performance levels up. So you can choose to specialize in performance, music production, or songwriting for the level 3 diploma. And then it does allow you to progress onto an undergraduate program if you want to. We are also looking at developing a certificate in higher education program, which should be open for 2024. Again, that's a 1-year program. It is at level 4, but it will allow students who are not quite sure if they want to do the full 3-year program. They can start with the higher education certificate, build up their skills, and then progress on to level 2 of the degree if they want to.
Okay, so can I ask one more question? Is there any courses with implemented interns or something like that?
Sorry
if I missed the presentation. Okay, have you got any courses with like implemented internship? Like, you know, some universities offer 4-year program with like 3 years in undergraduate and then 1-year internship.
Unfortunately, we don't have the full 1-year programs yet. We are looking to implement those. At the moment, we have in the 2nd year work-based modules across semesters that you can choose. Again, that will be part of your assessment, so you can go out and do work there. But having said that, we at BIMM, like all across the summer, we have, for example, that festivals team. So you can join up to basically work all the festivals all summer, which is what a lot of our students do. We have our own stage at Glastonbury, for example. We work very closely at the Great Escape Festival in Brighton, so one of the biggest festivals there. So there's lots of opportunities all through the summer for our students to get work experience.
The careers and industry team as well we do get internships that come to us on BIMM Connect, so that the careers, so you can apply for those. But as Lucy said, there's not like a formal route, but actually the careers team via BIMM Connect and the one-to-ones are really amazing at matching you with industry internships, which is great.
And then don't forget, you have the 2-year post-study work visa after. So a lot of our students, as we said, secure jobs even before they've graduated. So usually in their final year, and then they have a job straight away to look at for those 2 years.
Thank you. Okay, sorry, I've got one more question. Do you offer some English support during course? Like some student wants to, you know, develop their English skills during the course?
We do offer some in-sessional English. It is free. It's quite short, believe quite short programs. I don't know, Liz.
They're one-to-one tutorials, so you can book them via, again, as Lucy said, they're just bookable tutorials. You need to book them kind of every week. It's not something that is integrated into your timetable. Obviously, because our students, we assess English at kind of offer level, don't we? So, but again, there is additional support available there, which you can book weekly. It just is on the student ownership to go and book those.
Yeah, I think it's the level 3 diploma. They do a little bit more integrated, don't they? But in
In
undergrad,
the diploma one in London, yeah, you'll get some more one. It's more integrated, but at sort of undergrad level or postgrad level, it then becomes sort of your responsibility to engage with that. But there is absolutely support there for you.
Just one last question I'd like to ask is that I'm actually coming to London in this May, just to look at see my friends, who are my ex-bandmates and all the music producers and all my friends. And when I come to London, would it be possible to arrange kind of a school tour in May?
yes, I was going to say, if you look on our events page, we have open days all the time, usually on a Saturday. So you might be able to find that there is an open day. Open days are fantastic because you go in and there are performances there, so you can see our students perform. We have a lovely presentation from the college principal, and then there are breakout sessions for each subject. So if you're interested in production, you can go up to the production studios and meet the lecturers, see all the equipment. So I would highly recommend attending an open day if you can, but we understand that some international student dates are very limited. So if there isn't an open day, please let us know and we'll arrange a bespoke tour for you with one of our student ambassadors, and you'll meet a lecturer and we can show you around 100%.
So is it okay for me to send you an email probably in like April or something?
Yes, of course. Shall I put my email address in the chat and you can see?
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, please email me. We'll keep in touch.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's all to ask. Yes, thank you very much.
No problem.
Like that's all for today. Oh, I think there's one more question.
Ah, great question. Yeah, I can see that. How many Japanese students? We haven't had many. We get about, I'd say about 5 or 6 Japanese students per year of study from a range of different courses. Some are doing performance, some composition, some are doing event management. We just had a Japanese student doing event management, so quite a nice variety. So we get some. We'd like more. I would say that BIMM University has been very much focused on the UK students and Europe before. So a lot of our students are from the UK and Europe. We've started now. We want to diversify our body. We want to have more students from international backgrounds because it's so important with music, with film, with performing arts as well, to have that world view, to get more types of music around the college. And we're starting to see that a lot more now. So we are seeing more students.
You just say London, I would say we're probably higher on average than the rest of perhaps some of the smaller colleges and cities. We tend to have quite a lot of international students, which is fantastic. So yeah, there is a really nice variety, which is great.
There's about 60 different nationalities represented at London, isn't there? That's about right, yeah. So not just the Europeans there, you're right. We get some from China and Hong Kong, some from India, a lot of students from America, from the USA come to study with us.
Quite a few Canada this year. My first years I've got about 4 Canadians, which is really nice, but again, more unusual, which is great. So
but I would say that's a good thing, is that we don't have one nationality coming to BIMM. It's very much a very nice mix of students. A lot of Norwegians are coming, Spanish, Italian, German, Swedish, like we said, the other international markets as well. So you won't be in a classroom that is 99% one nationality. It's very much a nice mix there. And then your second question about progression rates. So yeah, this year we had a very good rate of students that wanted to progress to our undergrad program. I think it was about a group of about 15 to 20 students. But that level 3 diploma is a mix. It's not just young students who want to go on to the undergrad. It is more mature students as well who just want that 1 year of study. So they might have.
Yeah, we get quite a lot of. Sorry, I think there's a delay. Sorry, we get quite a lot of students who have done a degree already and have come back and just want that intensive 1 year, and still come out with a sort of distinction across the board, but obviously they want to now go and work in the industry rather than going back to study another degree. And that's what's again, as we just said about the nationalities on that 1 year diploma, the age range and experience range of kind of students is a great learning environment as well. So yeah, the progression rate is really, really good for those that want it, that kind of, or the achievement rate at the end of that course is excellent. It just, in terms of how many of them go on to do the degree, depends on individual students, because some of them, like you say, have come back and from working and just want that 1 year intensive course.
Thank you very much for your explanation. I think that's all for today. ご質問ありましたら、チャットの方にお願い。Okay, so I think today, so thank you so much for your time today, Liz and Lucy.
Thank you, Lucy and Liz. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's great to meet you guys, and please keep in touch. Please
Thank
feel
you,
free.
guys.
All right, see you soon.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. 本日はご参加いただきましてありがとうございました。本日はこれで終了となります。